Hello everyone, welcome back to my Pokemon research video. Today I will be doing part 2 of my Unova Pokemon research video. There's still a lot of Pokemon to discover in Unova, so let's uncover the rest of them. Minccino, the Chinchilla Pokemon, a normal type. The way it brushes away grime with its tail can be helpful when cleaning, but its focus on spotlessness can make cleaning more of a hassle. They pit each other with their tails as a form of greeting. Of the two, the one whose tail is fluffier is a bit more boastful. Chinchilla, the Scarf Pokemon, a normal type. Its body secretes oils that this Pokemon spreads over its nest as a coating to protect it from dust. Chinchilla won't tolerate even a speck of the stuff. A special oil that seeps through their fur helps them avoid attacks. The oil fetches a high price at market. Gothitel, the Fixation Pokemon, a Psychic type. Though they're still only babies, there's psychic power stored in their ribbon-like feelers, and sometimes they use that power to fight. Even when nobody seems to be around, Gothitel can still be heard making a muted cry. Many believe it's speaking to something only it can see. Gothorita, the Manipulate Pokemon, a Psychic type. It's said that when stars shine in the night sky, this Pokemon will spirit away sleeping children. Some call it the Witch of Punishment. On nights when the stars shine, this Pokemon's psychic power is at its strongest. It's unknown just what link Gothorita has to the great universe. Gothitel, the Astral Body Pokemon, a Psychic type. It has tremendous psychic power, but it dislikes conflict. It's also able to predict the future based on the movement of the stars. A criminal who was shown his fate by a Gothitel went missing that same day and was never seen again. Solaces, the Cell Pokemon, a Psychic type. It communicates with others telepathically. Its body is encapsulated in liquid, but if it takes a heavier blow, the liquid will leak out. Many state that the special liquid covering this Pokemon's body would allow it to survive in the vacuum of space. Dushan, the Mitosis Pokemon, a Psychic type. Its psychic powers can supposedly cover a range of more than half a mile, but only if its two brains can agree with each other. Its brain has split into two, and the two halves barely think alike. Its actions are utterly unpredictable. Ranunculus, the Multiplying Pokemon, a Psychic type. While it could use its psychic abilities in battle, this Pokemon prefers to swing its powerful arms around to beat opponents into submission. It's said that drinking the liquid surrounding Ranunculus grants wisdom. Problem is, the liquid is highly toxic to anything besides Ranunculus itself. Ducklit, the Water Bird Pokemon, a water and flying type. When attacked, it uses its feathers to splash water, escaping under cover of the spray. They are better at swimming than flying, and they happily eat their favorite food, peat moss, as they dive underwater. Swanna, the White Bird Pokemon, a water and flying type. Despite their elegant appearance, they can flap their wings strongly and fly for thousands of miles. Swanna start to dance at dusk. The one dancing in the middle is the leader of the flock. Vanillit, the Fresh Snow Pokemon, an ice type. Unable to survive in hot areas, it makes itself comfortable by breathing out air cold enough to cause snow. It burrows into the snow to sleep. Supposedly, this Pokemon was born from an icicle. It spews out freezing air at minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit to make itself more comfortable. Vanillit, the Icy Snow Pokemon, an ice type. By drinking pure water, it grows its icy body. This Pokemon can be hard to find on days with warm, sunny weather. It blasts enemies with cold air reaching negative 148 degrees Fahrenheit, freezing them solid. But it spares their lives afterward. It's a kind of Pokemon. Vanilluxe, the Snowstorm Pokemon, an ice type. When its anger reaches a breaking point, this Pokemon unleashes a fierce blizzard that freezes every creature around it, be they friend or foe. People believe this Pokemon formed when two Vanilluxe stuck together. Its body temperature is roughly 21 degrees Fahrenheit. Deerling, the Seasons Pokemon, a normal and grass type. Their color changes according to the seasons and can be slightly affected by the temperature and humidity as well. The turning of seasons changes their fur color and scent of this Pokemon's fur. People use it to mark the seasons. Sawsbuck, the Seasons Pokemon, a normal and grass type. They migrate according to the seasons. People can tell the season by looking at Sawbuck's horn. They migrate according to the seasons, so some people call Sawsbuck the hairbingers of spring. Emolga, the Sky Squirrel Pokemon, an electric and flying type. As Emolga flutters through the air, it crackles with energy. This Pokemon is cute, but it can cause a lot of trouble. This Pokemon absolutely loves sweet berries. Sometimes it stuffs its cheeks full of so much food that it can't fly properly. Carablast, the Clambing Pokemon, a bug type. Its strange psychology reacts to electrical energy in interesting ways. The presence of a Shelmet will cause this Pokemon to evolve. It spits a liquid from its mouth to melt through Shelmet's shell. Carablast doesn't eat the shell, it eats only the contents. Excalibur, the Cavalry Pokemon, a bug and steel type. They use shells they stolen from Shelmet to arm and protect themselves. They are very popular Pokemon in the Galar region. It charges its enemies, launches at the ready. An image of one of its duels is captured in a famous painting of Excalibur clashing with Sirfetch'd. Fungus, the Mushroom Pokemon, a grass and poison type. No one knows what the Pokeball-like pattern on Fungus means or why Fungus has it. The spores released from this Pokemon's hands are highly poisonous, but when thoroughly dried, the spores can be used as stomach medicine. Among Us, the Mushroom Pokemon, a grass and poison type. This Pokemon puffs poisonous spores at its foes. If the spores aren't washed out quickly, they'll grow into mushrooms whenever they land. Among Us generally doesn't move much. It tends to stand still near Pokeballs that they have been dropped on the ground. Frillish, the Floating Pokemon, a water and ghost type. It envelops its prey in its veil-like arms and draws it down to the deeps, 5 miles below the ocean surface. Legend has it that the residents of a sunken ancient city changed into this Pokemon. Genesect, the Floating Pokemon, a water and ghost type. Most of this Pokemon's body composition is identical to seawater. It makes sunken ships its lair. Whenever a full moon hangs in the night sky, schools of Genesect gather near the surface of the sea, waiting for their prey to appear. Alomomola, the Carrying Pokemon, a water type. Fishermen take them along on long voyages, because if you have an Alomomola with you, there'll be no need for a doctor or medicine. The reason it helps Pokemon in a weakened condition is that any kind of Pokemon coming after them may also attack Alomomola. Joltik, the Attaching Pokemon, a bug and electric type. Joltik can be found clinging to other Pokemon. It's sucking up static electricity because it can produce a charge on its own. Joltik latch onto other Pokemon and suck out static electricity. They're often found sticking to Yamper's hindquarters. Garvantula, the Elespider Pokemon, a bug and electric type. It launches electrified fur from its abdomen and its means of attack. Opponents hit by the fur could be in for 3 full days and nights of paralysis. It lays traps of electrified threads near the nests of bird Pokemon, aiming to snare chicks that are not yet good at flying. Ferroseed, the Thornseed Pokemon, a grass and steel type. It defends itself by launching spikes, but its aim isn't very good at first. Only after a lot of practice will it improve. Mossy caves are their preferred dwellings. Enzymes contained in mosses help Ferroseed spikes grow big and strong. Ferrothorn, the Thornpod Pokemon, a grass and steel type. This Pokemon scrapes its spikes across rocks and then uses the tips of its feelers to absorb the nutrients defined within its zone. Its spikes are harder than steel. This Pokemon crawls across rock walls by stabbing the spikes on its feelers into the stone. Clink, the Gear Pokemon, a steel type. 2 mini gears that compose this Pokemon are closer than twins. They mesh only with each other. It's suspected that Clink were the inspiration behind ancient people's inventions of the first gears. Clang, the Gear Pokemon, a steel type. When Clang goes all out, the mini gear links up perfectly with the outer part of the big gear, and this Pokemon's rotation speed increases sharply. Many companies in the Galar region choose Clang as their logo. This Pokemon is considered the symbol of industrial technology. Clang, the Gear Pokemon, a steel type. From its spikes, it launches powerful blasts of electricity. Its red core contains an enormous amount of energy. 3 gears that compose this Pokemon spin at high speed. Its new spike gear isn't a living creature. Dynamo, the Elefish Pokemon, an electric type. While one alone doesn't have much power, a chain of many Dynamo can be as powerful as lightning. One alone can emit only a trickle of electricity, so a group of them gathers to unleash a powerful electric shock. Electric, the Elefish Pokemon, an electric type. It wraps itself around its prey and paralyzes it with electricity from the round spots on its sides. Then it chomps. These Pokemon have a big appetite. When they spot their prey, they attack it and paralyze it with electricity. Electros, the Elefish Pokemon, an electric type. With their sucker mouths, they suck in prey. Then they use their fangs to shock the prey with electricity. They crawl out of the ocean using their arms. They will attack prey on shore and immediately drag it into the ocean. Elgyme, the Kerbero Pokemon, a psychic type. If this Pokemon stands near a TV, strange scenery will appear on the screen. That scenery is said to be from its home. This Pokemon was discovered about 50 years ago. This highly developed brain enables it to exert its psychic powers. Bayam, the Sibero Pokemon, a psychic type. Whenever a Bayam visits a farm, a Dubwool mysteriously disappears. Sometimes found drifting above wheat fields, this Pokemon can control the memories of its opponents. Litwick, the Candle Pokemon, a ghost and fire type. The flame on its head keeps its body slightly warm. This Pokemon takes lost children by the hand to guide them to the spirit world. The younger the life this Pokemon absorbs, the brighter and eerier the flame on its head burns. Lampent, the Lamp Pokemon, a ghost and fire type. This Pokemon appears just before someone passes away, so it's feared as an emissary of death. It lurks in cities, pretending to be a lamp. Once it finds someone whose death is near, it will trail quietly after them. Chandelure, the Luring Pokemon, a ghost and fire type. This Pokemon haunts dilapidated mansions. It sways its arms to hypnotize opponents with the ominous dancing of its flames. In homes illuminated by Chandelure instead of lights, funerals were a constant occurrence, or so it's said. Axew, the Tusk Pokemon, a dragon type. These Pokemon nest in the ground and use their tusks to crush hard berries. Crushing berries is also how they test each other's strength. They play with each other by knocking their large tusks together. Their tusks break sometimes, but they grow back so quickly that it isn't a concern. Fraxure, the Axe-Jaw Pokemon, a dragon type. After battle, this Pokemon carefully sharpens its tusks on river rocks. It needs to take care of its tusks. If one breaks, it will never grow back. Its skin is as hard as a suit of armor. Fraxure's favorite strategy is to tackle its opponents, stabbing them with its tusk at the same time. Hexorus, the Axe-Jaw Pokemon, a dragon type. Its resilient tusks are its pride and joy. It licks up dirt to take in the minerals it needs to keep its tusks in top condition. While usually kind-hearted, it can be terrifying if angered. Tusks that can slice through steel beams are now Hexorus deals with its adversaries. Cupchu, the Chill Pokemon, an ice type. When this Pokemon is in good health, its snot becomes thicker and stickier. It will smear its snot on anyone it doesn't like. It sniffles before performing a move, using its frosty snot to provide an icy element to any move that it needs. Beartic, the Freezing Pokemon, an ice type. It swims through frigid seas, searching for prey. From its frozen breath, it forms icy fangs that are harder than steel. It swims energetically through frigid seas. When it gets tired, it freezes the sea water with its breath so it can rest on the ice. Cryogenol, the Crystallizing Pokemon, an ice type. They are born in snow clouds. They use chains made of ice crystals to capture prey. They are composed of ice crystals. They capture prey with chains of ice, freezing the prey at negative 148 degrees Fahrenheit. Shelmet, the Snail Pokemon, a bug type. When attacked, it tightly shuts the lid of its shell. This reaction fails to protect it from Karablasts, however, because they can still get into the shell. It has a strange physiology that responds to electricity. When together with Karablasts, Shelmet evolves for some reason. Axelgor, the shell-out Pokemon, a bug type. It moves with blinding speed and jabs poison at foes. Featuring Axelgor as a main character is a surefire way to make a movie or comic popular. Discarding its shell made it nimble. To keep itself from dehydrating, it wraps its body in bands of membrane. Stunfisk, the trap Pokemon, a ground and electric type. Thanks to bacteria that lived in the mud flats with it, this Pokemon developed the organs it uses to generate electricity. For some reason, this Pokemon smiles slightly when it emits a strong electric current from the yellow markings on its body. Mienfoo, the martial arts Pokemon, a fighting type. In 1 minute, a well-trained Mienfoo can chop with its arms more than 100 times. Though small Mienfoo's temperament is fierce. Any creature that approaches Mienfoo carelessly will be greeted with a flurry of graceful attacks. Mienshao, the martial arts Pokemon, a fighting type. When Mienshao comes across a truly challenging opponent, it will lighten itself by biting off the fur on its arms. Delivering at blinding speeds, kicks from this Pokemon could shatter massive boulders into tiny pieces. Druddigon, the cave Pokemon, a dragon type. Druddigon lives in caves, but it never skips sunbathing. It won't be able to move if its body gets too cold. Druddigon are vicious and cunning. They take up residence in nests dug out by other Pokemon, treating the stolen nests as their own lairs. Golet, the automaton Pokemon, a ground and ghost type. They were sculpted from clay in ancient times. No one knows why, but some of them are driven to continually lined up boulders. This Pokemon was created from clay. It received orders from its master many thousands of years ago, and it still follows those orders to this day. Golurk, the automaton Pokemon, a ground and ghost type. Artillery platforms built into the walls of ancient castles served as perches from which Golurk could fire energy beams. There's a theory that inside Golurk is a perpetual motion machine that produces limitless energy, but this belief hasn't been proven. Pawniard, the sharp blade Pokemon, a dark and steel type. It uses river stones to maintain the cutting edges of the blades covering its body. These sharpened blades allow it to bring down opponents. A pack of these Pokemon forms to serve a Bishark boss. Each Pawniard trains diligently, dreaming of one day taking the lead. Bishark, the sword blade Pokemon, a dark and steel type. It's accompanied by a large unit of Pawniard. Bishark keeps a keen eye with its minions, ensuring none of them even think of double-crossing it. Violent conflicts erupt between Bishark and Fracture over places where sharpening stones can be found. Bouffalant, the bash buffalo Pokemon, a normal type. These Pokemon could crush a car with no more than a headbutt. Bouffalant with more hair on their heads hold higher positions within the herd. These Pokemon live in herds of about 20 individuals. Bouffalant that betray the herd will lose their hair on their heads for some reason. Rufflet, the eaglet Pokemon, a normal and flying type. If it spies a strong Pokemon, Rufflet can resist challenging it to a battle, but if Rufflet loses, it starts bawling. A combative Pokemon. It's ready to pick a fight with anyone. It has talents that can crush hard berries. Braviary, the Valiant Pokemon, a normal and flying type. Known for its bravery and pride, this majestic Pokemon is often seen as a motive for various kinds of memblance. Because this Pokemon is hot-headed and vigilant, it's Corviknight that's taken the role of transportation in Galar. Vollupi, the diapered Pokemon, a dark and flying type. It wears a bone to protect its rear. It often squabbles with others of its kind over particular comfy bones. Vollupi grow quickly. Bones that have gotten too small for older Vollupi to wear often get passed down to younger ones in the nest. Mandibuzz, the Bone Vulture Pokemon, a dark and flying type. Although it's a bit of a ruffian, this Pokemon will take lost Vollupi under its wing and take care of them until they're ready to leave their nest. They adorn themselves with bones. There seem to be fashion trends among them, as different bones come into and fall out of popularity. Heatmore, the Anteater Pokemon, a fire type. There's a hole in its tail that allows it to draw in the air it needs to keep its fire burning. If the hole gets blocked, this Pokemon will fall ill. A flame serves as its tongue, melting through the hard shell of Durant so that Heatmore can devour their insides. Durant, the Iron Ant Pokemon, a bug and steel type. They lay their eggs deep inside their nest. When attacked by Heatmore, they retaliate using their massive mandibles. With their large mandibles, these Pokemon can crunch their way through rock. They work together to protect their eggs from Sandaconda. Dino, the Irate Pokemon, a dark and dragon type. When it encounters something, it first surges into usually to bite it. If it takes what it tastes, it will commit the scented scent to memory. Because it can't see, this Pokemon is constantly biting at everything it touches, trying to keep track of its surroundings. Zwillows, the hostile Pokemon, a dark and dragon type. While hunting for prey, Zwillows wanders its territory, its two heads often bickering over which way to go. Their two heads will fight each other over a single piece of food. Zwillows are covered in scars even without battling others. Hydreigon, the brutal Pokemon, a dark and dragon type. There are a slew of stories about villages that were destroyed by Hydreigon. It bites anything that moves. The three heads take turns sinking their teeth into the opponent. Their attacks won't slow until their target goes down. Larvesta, the Torch Pokemon, a bug and fire type. The people of ancient times believed that Larvesta fell from the sun. Larvesta's body is warm all over. It spouts fire from the tip of its horns to intimidate predators and scare prey. Volcarona, the Sun Pokemon, a bug and fire type. Volcarona scatters burning scales. Some say it does this to start fires. Others say it's trying to rescue those that suffer in the cold. This Pokemon emerges from a cocoon formed of raging flames. Ancient murals depict Volcarona as a deity of fire. Cobalion, the Iron Will Pokemon, a steel and fighting type. It has a body and heart of steel. Its glare is sufficient to make an even unruly Pokemon obey it. It worked with its allies to punish people when they hurt Pokemon. Terrakion, the Cavern Pokemon, a rock and fighting type. Its charge is strong enough to break through a giant castle wall in one blow. This Pokemon is spoken of in legends. Spoken of in legend, this Pokemon uses phenomenal powers to destroy a castle in its effort to protect Pokemon. Virizion, the Grassland Pokemon, a grass and fighting type. Its head spouts horn as sharp blades. Using whirlwind-like movements, it confounds and swiftly cuts opponents. Legends say this Pokemon confounded opponents with its swift movements. Tornadus, the Cyclone Pokemon, a flying type. The lower half of its body is wrapped in a cloud of energy. It zooms through the sky at 200 miles per hour. Tornadus expels massive energy from its tail, causing severe storms. Its power is great enough to blow houses away. Thunderous, the Spolt Strike Pokemon, an electric and flying type. The spike on its tail discharges immense bolts of lightning. It flies around the Unova region, firing off lightning bolts. As it flies around, it shoots lightning all over the places and causes forest fires. It is therefore disliked. Reshiram, the Vast White Pokemon, a dragon and fire type. This legendary Pokemon can scorch the world with fire. It helps those who want to build a world of truth. When Reshiram's tail flares, the energy moves the atmosphere and changes the world's weathers. Zekrom, the Deep Black Pokemon, a dragon and electric type. This legendary Pokemon can scorch the world with lightning. It assists those who want to build an ideal world. Concealing itself in lightning clouds, it flies throughout the Unova region. It creates electricity in its tail. Landorus, the Abundance Pokemon, a ground and flying type. Land visited by Landorus grants such bountiful crops that it has been hailed as the guardian of the fields. From the forces of lightning and wind, it creates energy to give nutrients to the soil and make the land abundant. Kyurem, the Boundary Pokemon, a dragon and ice type. This legendary ice Pokemon wants for a hero to fill in the missing parts of its body with truth or ideals. It generates a powerful freezing energy inside itself, but its body becomes frozen when the energy leaked out. Keldeo, the Cold Pokemon, a water and fighting type. It crosses the world running over the surfaces of oceans and rivers. It appears at scenic waterfronts. When it is resolute, its body fills with power and it becomes swifter. Its jumps are then too fast to follow. Meloetta, the Melody Pokemon, a normal and psychic type. The melodies sung by Meloetta have the power to make Pokemon that hear them happy or sad. Its melodies are sung with a special vocalization method that can control the feelings of those who hear it. And finally, Genesect, the Paleozoic Pokemon, a bug and steel type. This ancient bug Pokemon was altered by Team Plasma. They upgraded the cannon on its back. This Pokemon existed 300 million years ago. Team Plasma altered it and attached a cannon to its back. That's it on my research video of all the Unova region Pokemon. And to wrap it all off, we have another Pokemon rap for all the Unova region Pokemon. Hit it!
Gotta take a boat, gotta take a plane, gotta have some courage and use my brain. I may fly high or I may fall, but I'll do anything just to catch 'em all. Garbantula, Gigalith, Golurk, Garbodor, Emolga, Algium, Electro, Ambor, Mandibug, Maractus, Minchao, Machino, Chandelure, Sigalith, Servine, Chutino, Cottony, Cryogenol, Carablack, Keldeo, Tortuga, Tepic, Tempo, Dynamo, Petalil, P-Dub, Purloin, Ponyard, Lillipup, Larvesta, Lilligant, Leopard. On every avenue I come upon on this endless quest for Pokemon, cause I'm always ready to heed the call, cause I'll do anything just to catch 'em all. Axew, Arkin, Archeon, Audino, Thundurus, Tornadus, Trubbish, Crow, Ferrothorn, Ferrothorn, Fracture, Fungus, Meloetta, Luna, Musharna, Amoongus, Volcarona, Vollupi, Vanillit, Venipede, Watchog, Whimsicott, Dewott, Whirlipede, Deerling, Dino, Erosion, Ducklit, Gothitel, Gothitel, Golet. Where I'll find them, I'll be searching far and wide. Just need determination and my best friends by my side. Zoroark, Zwillows, Zekrom, Clink, Clang, Cura, Masculine, Behem, Bishark, Beartic, Girder, Genesect, Jellicent, Joltik, Cottledore, Caracost, Cupchu, Cobalion, Drillbur, Shinbur, Marizion, Terrakion, Softbug, Scolipede, Solicit, Sandile, Sock, Swadloon, Rockorock, Crocodile. I'm still here and I'm standing tall, doing anything just to catch 'em all. Palpito, Pansy, Panpour, Seismitoad, Simipour, Simisade, Guana, Stunfish, Stoutland, Smoothback, Alumamola, Roganrolla, Snivy, Woobat, Shellmet, Rufflet, Retrograde, Rioniclus, Swabble, Crustal, Lander, Crophagricus, Hexorus, Hernier, Heatmore, Hydrogen, Jeremica, Darmanitan, Durant, Drenagen. Just following our gut, don't need no man to be our guide. We'll trust our destiny